dare you? How dare you? You have stolen my childhood with your empty words and your dreams of eternal economic growth and your fairy tales about eating meat every day. How dare you? Now you just sit there and look at me. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself?
You know, parents are the same, no matter time, no place. They don't understand as kids are gonna make some mistakes. To all you other kids all across the land, ain't no need to argue, parents just don't understand. Jaden Smith's poor vegan diet leaves his skin turning gray. Will Smith and his wife Jada had an intervention for son Jaden Smith after his skin began turning gray from a poor vegan diet. Whoa, another celebrity getting game-changered out of veganism. Jaden Smith, who you can see photographed here in his traditional male vegan garb of a female tie-dyed babushka Russian woman scarf covering his pink-dyed hair fuzz and accented by his beautifully bleached eyebrows. Jaden Smith, this poor kid grew up on the freaking casting couch, experienced the rapid onset starvation symptoms that veganism brings about. So, what is going on here? Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith had to stage an intervention with Jaden because they saw the starvation symptoms manifesting in him. All right, so the media is giving this a little bit of attention because it's celebrity news, it's celebrity gossip. All right, but how funny that this media has been pushing the vegan diet so vehemently, right, making it very viable as a marketing opportunity for people like Jaden. And people like Jaden, you've got The Game Changers, this vegan documentary with a bunch of future ex-vegan athletes who are wrecking their careers by removing animal foods from their diet. Many of them have already left the vegan diet. Right? They had to remove certain people from the film because after they filmed, they left veganism because they realized what was going on. Tim Sheaf being one of them. Tim Sheaf we talked to on the show here several months ago. But they're making it very lucrative for these celebrities to promote veganism. Jay-Z and Beyonce giving away free tickets to their concerts to fans who go vegan. A huge push to pump money into this big ag, big pharma promoted vegan diet to save the planet. They're tying it in with sustainability now. They're telling you that the earth is dying because of you, because you're eating meat. And if you just go vegan and buy Beyond Meat and buy Monsanto corn and soy-based junk food vegan products, mass-produced and processed and packaged with nice little Disney creatures on them for you to consume. If you just buy this stuff, you're going to save the planet. All right, but here's another victim of Holly weird pedocracy, Jaden Smith, getting into stuff like juicing. Check this clip out.
Juicing. Cold pressed juice. It's been helpful for my life in just staying up and about, staying with energy, staying inspired, feeling like I'm not being weighed down, because honestly, eating meat, even though we all do it and we've all evolved to need it, is not something that we should do. Our teeth are not designed to eat meat. Our digestive systems are not. Put a little digestive system next to me trying to digest meat. It's not meant to digest meat like a wolf's digestive system.
Okay, well, absolutely incorrect here. First of all, meat is the most easy food for human beings to digest. Right? Meat, animal foods, low residue foods, the easiest foods for human beings to digest. Saying that he says we're designed to eat meat, but we really shouldn't be doing it. This is really, really funny. And this just shows you how misinformed most of us are, right? This uneducated kid, never been told how to feed himself, basically been fed kibble with Disney characters on it his whole freaking life by big food, big pharma, big ag, spitting out the standard vegan propaganda facts that can be so easily debunked. It says we're not meant to eat meat. We just can't digest it. It's too difficult to digest. What's crazy is when a lot of these ex-vegans and vegetarians start trying to get their health back, they realize that meat and animal foods are the easiest foods to digest. They realize that they can digest almost nothing but meat and animal foods. So hopefully Jaden figures it out. Hopefully Jaden gets back on the nourishing animal foods that he was lucky enough to get some of when he was growing up. All right. So he's juicing. He says we shouldn't be eating meat. It's so bad for us. Let's hear what he had to say at the Red Table Talk, where they had a discussion about that little intervention for Jaden.
The two of you rather not eat. It's uncomfortable.
My big problem is, wake up in the morning, my stomach's hurting.
Waking up in the morning and he's not hungry. He doesn't want to eat because his stomach hurts. But then when he does eat, he's feeding it vegetarian and vegan foods, the most difficult foods to digest. Right? This kid's obviously not preparing food for himself. Right? The kid's probably got chefs, or he's going out to restaurants, or getting his food delivered to him. Right, this kid's had probably very little education on how to actually feed and nourish himself. He doesn't know how to feed himself. His stomach hurts when he wakes up. He's got no hunger. Yet he's eating a vegan diet, which is probably based on the standard vegan foods, right? The soy, the wheat, the corn, the grains, the legumes, the most difficult foods to digest. And he's already got gut issues. And this poor kid is throwing gasoline on the fire there of his stomach pains by trying to eat vegetarian and vegan. If he would wake up in the morning and maybe just have some simple animal foods, right? Some bone broth with like a steak and some eggs, he'd probably feel a lot better. But he's doing the vegan thing. So let's hear what else they have to say.
Intervention with Jaden because he's a vegan now, but we realized he wasn't getting enough protein, so he was wasting away. He just looked drained. He was just depleted. He wasn't.
Look at that. He looked drained. He looked depleted. This is what mothers and fathers see when their kids go on vegan, vegetarian diets. And what is so crazy to me is that all these Holly weird degenerates are promoting this vegan diet. You've got Jay-Z and Beyonce telling their fans that they can get free tickets if they go vegan. You got A$AP Rocky. You've got the Game Changers. Arnold Schwarzenegger shilling for the vegan lifestyle, even though in his latest video where he talks about what he eats in a day, he's throwing eggs in his smoothie. Right? You've got James Cameron trying to push the pea protein powder revolution with his movie The Game Changers, which I'm sure is going to be a huge flop and no one's going to give a shit about. But these vegans are all rejoicing that the word is getting out. But this is the result of it. This is the result of when you remove animal foods from the diet. Your children suffer. They get malnourished. Their eyes get sunk into their head. Their skin turns pale and gray. They feel like shit. They're emotionally unstable, even more so than before. And they show all the symptoms of starvation.
Getting the nutrients.
Dark circles under his eyes. There was even a little grayness, to his skin, and we got really nervous.
Yeah.
But you're definitely looking better now.
I also just want to say that I'm vegetarian. That I've tried to be vegan. I've tried it because people get very specific about. We see you eating pancakes. I'm vegetarian. You know, I've tried to eat vegan meals. I'll go vegan for a week or so, but for the past year I've been vegetarian. But everything you guys say is right.
Okay, so, all the vegans out there on YouTube, get ready with your response videos. Jaden Smith was never really vegan. He was still vegetarian. He was a vegetarian. He was still eating some animal foods. So the symptoms of starvation are just from those last little bits of animal foods he was still getting in his diet. Wipe that sweat off your brow, vegans. It's all good. You got an excuse now. Obviously, I'm joking. Right? A vegetarian diet is just one step down the starvation diet from veganism. At least vegetarians are getting eggs and some dairy, hopefully getting some decent fat in their diet, even though it's probably commercially produced, not raw dairy, and very, very low quality eggs. Hey, at least he's getting some animal foods in there. But he was saying he was going vegan leaning. Right? This kid, he publicly talked about the vegan movement, publicly promoted veganism, had a food cart that was giving away free vegan food to the homeless. Which, hey, giving away food to the homeless, that's awesome. Giving away vegan food to the homeless, that's cruelty. Come on, give them some freaking steaks, Jaden. You know what you got to do, buddy. So, yeah, hopefully he started eating animal foods again. Hopefully this kid gets his life back. And hopefully all these other Hollywood weirdos, these Hollywood pedocracy people, stop promoting this malnourishment diet. Please. A desperate plea to all the celebrities who I know are not watching this. Don't feed your kids a freaking vegan diet. Don't feed your kids a vegetarian diet. Especially if they've already got gut issues, which it seems like he might have had. Animal foods are the most nourishing and essential foods in the human diet. You can live exclusively off of animal foods. In fact, many people are reversing serious conditions and taking back control of their health by eating a diet exclusively of quality animal foods. I mean, it's a shame that most of us have no idea how to prepare food for ourselves. Right? This kid, JADEN SMITH, he's probably got chefs. He's probably delivering his food from restaurants or eating out in restaurants most of the time. But he's also running a food cart to feed people. Obviously, he's not making the choices or decisions behind this. But it's so amazing that somebody who has no idea how to feed himself thinks he's going to help anybody with his dang vegan food cart. So yet another example of somebody experiencing rapid onset nutrient deficiencies from removing the most important foods from the diet. Right? Dropping those animal foods. He's probably very, very depleted in B vitamins, vitamin B12, iron, giving him that pasty gray look, that anemic look. Probably very, very low in protein, obviously, because the bioavailability of protein from plants is very low. And I'm guessing the kid had no idea what he was doing. He probably wasn't tracking his food, making sure he's getting sufficient protein from all his indigestible vegan sources. They're going to do nothing but make him bloat and fart more, which he was already complaining about, gut pain and stomach pain. Right, this kid is probably going to be able to recover from this. He's got the resources to actually be able to feed himself. But a lot of people out there who are listening to these celebrities, who are listening to these Hollywood people, don't have the resources, don't have the know-how to dig themselves out of the pit of nutrient deficiencies that they're going to find themselves if this continues. So all these Hollywood degenerates promoting veganism is going to result in a lot more malnourishment, a lot more symptoms of nutritional deficiencies in young growing kids who think that they're doing something to save the planet, who think that they're doing something to save their health, but in fact they're doing the complete opposite of what they think they're doing. Right? They're further destroying their environment through promoting plant-based diets, because plant-based diets require much more intensive and dangerous and destructive agricultural practices, tilling, using loads of NPK fertilizers, using loads of pesticides to grow these vegan foods, right, to grow all your soy and have your vegetable oil, which then they use the leftover crap that they can't feed to you, they feed that to the cattle to fatten them up in the industrial agriculture system that then gets used as a straw man to say all meat is bad and all of this is destructive to the planet, right? It is not true that a vegan diet is beneficial for the planet. It's not true that a vegan diet is beneficial for human health. But it is true that a vegan diet is beneficial to the Fortune 100 companies, the global non-governmental organizations, the NGOs, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation, all these NGOs pushing this climate crisis narrative, pushing this emergency. We need to mobilize in a war economy for the climate crisis narrative, this war propaganda, pushing this idea of a plant-based diet for sustainability, for saving our health, for saving the planet, and all these other fake, duped lies that we get told in order to sell us on this agenda that essentially wants to feed us processed, refined, consolidated, global corporate kibble with cute little Disney characters stamped on the box in replacement of our nourishing, nutrient-dense heritage foods that we can grow and procure in our own local environments. Right? They're demonizing animal foods. They've demonized rural populations who create food, who actually make the food that we eat. And they want to replace it with this highly mechanized, industrial, soylent slop crap. That's why it's very important that we teach our kids how to feed themselves and nourish themselves so they don't end up like poor little JADEN SMITH, this abused casting couch, Hollywood kid so they don't end up like him. Malnourished, gray, with sunken eyes, with his parents having to intervene and saying, kid, get your shit together and eat some real animal foods. So you got a lot of former vegans and vegetarians who find that animal foods are the only foods that they can effectively digest. And a lot of people even coming from ketogenic diets that were high in plants, finding that they don't digest those plants that well, that they only digest those animal foods with ease. Our gut microbiome is under major attack from all the pesticides that are all over all our food, the chlorine that's in all of our water. Right? Our health is being eroded from so many different angles now, nourishing ourselves with the most important foods that we can give our bodies, animal foods. Animal fats, animal protein is of vital importance for ourselves, for our children, and for the future. All right, so learn how to nourish yourself. Focus on nutrient-dense animal foods. That's why we put out the Carnivore Cookbook. Boom! 0-carb recipes for people who really love animals. Got a whole section on organs in here, showing you how to make nutrient-dense animal foods. That's actually a really good recipe. The beef heart meatballs. I think we put that recipe up on Instagram today. But we teach you how to prepare organs, how to prepare the whole animal, nose to tail, in that book. So learn how to nourish yourself. Focus on the animal foods. Actually investing in yourself, in your health, on the front end, by spending the money it takes to get good, nourishing animal foods in the diet, will probably end up actually saving you money later on in healthcare costs, etc. So, nourish yourself, nourish your kids. The next Keto and Carnivore Collective is starting on October 6th. There's going to be a link in the description down below. You can sign up for our group coaching there. I'm kind of backing off doing so many private consultations, although I do have some slots next month for private coaching consultation, but we're focusing more on the Keto and Carnivore Collective, our group coaching, where you get 2 live interactive voice chats per week. We do it in a community setting where you can support each other, as well as get the full support from your coaches. That's really fun. We always enjoy the Keto and Carnivore Collective. Next one is October 6th. You can check out the link in the description down below. Another new thing Jessica just put out recently, the Quick Start Guide to Carnivory and 21-Day Carnivore Diet Meal Plan is available at primaledgehealth.com as well. For you guys who are trying to jump right into a carnivore-style, animal-based diet, this 21-day meal plan kind of eases you in and gives you really great, delicious, nourishing, whole, unrefined animal food meals every single day. So you can find more at primaledgehealth.com. Parents, I know that one of the great poets of all time wrote this beautiful line. He said,
So to you other kids all across the land, there's no need to argue, parents just don't understand.